This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
We were looking to catch up with Andy Murray.
Andy Murray.
Andy Harper.
Oh, if Andy Murray will take our calls, we'll take him as well.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about hip surgery.
Yes,
I've always wanted to,
exactly.
actually, after the resurfacing. But Andy Harper, in regards to Australia taking on Argentina over in China. But I'll take it from here. So the reason why Australia are playing Argentina over in China instead of our home ground, so to speak, is because Argentina wouldn't come down here and play us unless there was a significant amount of money to be able to bring them down here.
Is that right?
So they're playing in China because a mob called the Rainbow Investment Organisation, or whatever they're called, have bought the...
Are you talking about the Pride Committee?
Yes, the Argentina team to play over at the Workers' Stadium over in China, and Australia gets to play them over there, which is going to be absolutely fantastic for the experience of it all. But it's just because of a corporation of being able to get the right deal done to bring them there.
So we don't get a home game.
No, but
this
is a friendly, so it's an opportunity for us to play in it. But they're certainly the world number one team aren't going to come down to Australia.
So this isn't a qualifier for anything. This is just a for fun game.
So we're talking about money talks, right? So you know those people in the oil lands that have all the money.
Mm-hmm.
They could,
yes,
if they wanted to, have enough money to buy two of the top teams to play in their backyard if they wanted to.
100%.
Well, that's what they've done with golf. That's what the Live Golf thing is.
Oh, so that was
That's Saudi money. It's Saudi oil money.
Amazing, isn't it?
But remember, the last World Cup was in Qatar, and they were never going to win it until they...
No, but I'm not talking about the country doing it. I'm talking about, say, some sultan has decided that I'm having a bit of a thing, a soiree for my friends, and I'd like Manchester United playing against so-and-so, and I've got enough money to fly them all over here, and then those people will go and play.
100%. And you do that for the money. And you know what? I was listening to a podcast recently of Tyson Fury, and he was saying when he made a comeback and fought a guy called Deontay Wilder, which they ended up fighting a couple of times over, the reason why it was put off for so long is because one of the sultans over in that area was going to pay for it to be on his boat, just for all his mates to be there. And he was going to fly people in. And it was worth $100 million.
So the fight was going to be on his boat?
Yes. They just put a boxing ring out on the thing.
Fight.
Why have we not thought of this before?
So wait there, a boxing ring on the boat or a floating boxing ring next to the boat?
On the boat.
No, on the boat.
These boats are 200 metres long, as we know. So there's plenty of room.
So they're a bit smaller than the ones you've been Googling.
Very... I'm going to say similar.
I'm sorry.
You have not let this go. I'm not getting a boat.
You Google one luxury boat.
You asshole.
Anyway, when are you buying Man U?
Oh, yeah. That's next on the radar.
Hey, talking about boats, did you see that thing with Jeff Bezos, right? His giant yacht? So
I've seen it,
he's just gotten his big brand new yacht, and it's like millions of dollars. Anyway, so then that yacht has its own companion yacht to carry all the yacht's toys.
Yes.
So imagine having so much money, you've got a giant super yacht, and then to go with the super yacht is
another
the
super
trailer
yacht.
is another super yacht. Oh, God.
It's unbelievable the amount of money getting around.
Well, that's where you put the toilet duck, Nathan.
And lastly, I just want to mention and we've got Nat Fyfe coming up later on, so I'll ask him about this as well. So there's a couple of guys suspended overnight, and we heard one, Ryan Mansell in the news, who got suspended for a bump on James Aish from the Fremantle Dockers. And when they were doing... going through the process, because he took it to the tribunal and he said, well, I was running towards the ball as fast as I could, and then I end up bracing myself for impact against James Aish. And the tribunal, in all these cases, is saying, mate, you had a chance to pull up and or change your action.
Yeah.
People are running as fast as they humanly can.
And it's split second as well. So if they do have time to make that decision, they've got about a quarter of a second to make that decision.
I feel that they've gone away from the difficulty that's happening at the time and just going, nobody just stops on a dive.
These people have forgotten what it's like to play, haven't they?
So these are former players?
Yeah, there are a number of former players. One guy, Jeff Geishan, is I think the head of it, and he's a former coach, and he's been the umpires coach in the AFL. He's been in the industry for a long time. The other guys, Nathan, you're right, are former players.
So do you reckon they need to, like Nat said, they might get out there and do a bit of a friendly to remember,
have a crack at it.
To remember what it's like to play football?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be at the same speed that these players are playing is the other thing. So it's the speed of the game.
They're faster than ever. They're stronger than ever. And then the other one was James Sicily, is the Hawthorn captain, and nobody likes James, right? Nobody likes him.
He's a very unpopular popular man, isn't he?
Yeah, but he got 3 games for a tackle, and it was an effort tackle. So when you're a coach, you go, well, you know, a lunge at someone to try to grab them is an effort-based thing.
Yeah, that's right. That's the 1% of stuff, isn't it?
It's the 1% of stuff, and he did that. And another guy from his team came through and kind of clipped this bloke as he tackled him. And I think that helped in terms of the tackle being looking dangerous. Yes, he was hurt.
Yeah, right.
He was concussed in the end. You know, it's really interesting. Out of all the years that AFL's been going on, the amount of concussions there's guys getting concussed every week.
Yeah, and the rules are protecting them more than ever, but there's more concussions than ever. Are they just diagnosing it better?
Yeah, I think they're just doing that better. Yeah. Anyway,
maybe
it's tough going at the moment.
Maybe they've still got that soft bit that the babies have in their head.
The fontanelle.
Maybe the fontanelle never
closed over.
Right. It never closed over.
In football specifically.
Imagine if that fontanelle never closed over, someone could just tap you on the head down.
Hope it doesn't come to that.
Nat Fyfe has been announced as ambassador for Strong Pilates, part of International Men's Health Week, which is this week, of course. I'm a big rap for Pilates, actually. The big Fyfe joins us now. G'day, mate.
Good morning, Shawnee.
Hey, Fyfe. I have been asked to be an ambassador for Weak Pilates.
What does that entail?
Well, it means it's for people that can't touch their toes and don't have the strength to do so if they could.
Or inclination.
Probably where I was about 6 months ago, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, are we speaking to you live from a reformer right now, Fyfe?
No, I did do a session last night, though, and it is a big part of my week, as Shawnee knows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Fyfe, I've been doing it lately with Paul Hazersby, and speaking of people who can't touch their toes, he's got less flexibility to me.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Can you believe that?
Is he just one rigid pole?
He's very much so. But I tell you what.
I tell you what, Fyfe. Yesterday, during the show, we found out that Shaun cannot squat. So I was sitting there cross-legged on the couch, right? And then Shaun goes, "Oh, my God, what are you doing?" And I went, "What?" And he acted like I was doing something amazing. And he goes, "Your legs are crossed." And then he said he couldn't do it. So then we go on to we move on to the carpet area. And when he squats, it's like he's sitting on an invisible toilet. That's as far as down as he can go. How's your body going?
A little bit better than that, I'd hope. But
that's your future.
That's the thing about Pilates is everyone thinks flexibility straight up, but it's just not that anymore. Like it's so much more than that in terms of. And it sounds like I'm giving a pitch straight up, doesn't it? I'm not. Yeah. It's strength and sort of mobility and being able to move efficiently, and then from there you can sort of add on all the muscle around it. I'm as much of an advocate for beach weights as Shawnee is, but outside of that, you're still going to be able to move effectively and efficiently. So if you want to go surfing or play basketball or play tennis or pick up your kids or whatever, you can in a functional way, and that's what Pilates does for me.
Now, Fyfe, the legend is that you discovered Pilates because somebody came up to you in the street and said you should try Pilates. Is that what happened?
It's a true story. I try not to talk about her too much because she's kind of my secret weapon, and I just want to get her under wraps a little bit. But I was crossing the street in East Fremantle one day in 2018. This lady kind of accosted me and said, "You need to come and see me. I'll teach you Pilates. You're not moving properly, and I'll do it free of charge." Anyway, I ignored her because I thought she was a little bit loopy, and I did a hamstring 2 weeks later. I did a hamstring and missed sort of a big chunk of footy, and then after that I went and saw her and we started working together a couple times a week, and 2019, the following season, was the best year I had. So, it works.
Won the Brownlow medal too, everyone, as we know
just
that.
Quietly.
Yeah, I find it. Me and Hayes been doing it, but I've been doing it for a while. It's the only thing that stops me from being in pain. And Nath, you're talking about the squatting, but that I haven't done it this week. But my goal is to keep getting lower.
Getting your bum, what, drop it like it's hot.
So you're good on the dance floor.
That's right. One day I'm going to make a move back at Metros, and I just need to be at the top of my game for that moment. But Fyfe, the strength thing and mobility is the thing for me. I reckon it's amazing. And the other thing with that is, though, that we talk about it often, actually, because I've been doing it. But Nathan always thought Pilates was spelling words out with your
with your body,
letters out with your body.
Yeah, because years ago there was an ad that came out, and it was a Special K ad, and then it was all about Pilates, and then they were spelling out like letters, and I thought
they spelt out Pilates.
Yeah, and I thought, well, that's what Pilates is. So you do a K and then an M, and the Q would be quite difficult.
Can you spell anything with your body, Fyfe?
I'm not a great speller, to be honest. And I'd like to think it has come a long way. We've got Charlotte, a Pilates instructor working at the club now. She's a physio and does Pilates with the boys, and that's sort of a big reason why our non-collision injury rate has kind of taken a bit of a turn, is that all of our boys pretty much now are doing Pilates a couple times a week. And,
Could you send her up to the Eagles, please?
Absolutely not. Hopefully they're not listening to this.
I'm with you, mate.
If you want, Fyfe, I'll go and take care of the Eagles.
All yours. I think the strong Pilates is slightly different in that it has some, like a rower and an ergo attached to the end, so you can do that non-contact work. So pre-season, off-season, it's absolutely perfect for fossils like me and Shaun and Paul Hazelby, who can't really run around that much anymore, to be able to get the work in without actually banging your knees and ankles up too much. So that's why it was a good fit for me.
Yeah, right.
Fyfe, it's always a thrill to speak to another Nathan that's doing well. I was part of an Instagram group called Nathan's United. They're Nathans around the world, and they celebrate. There's a Nathan of the week. I've never been a Nathan.
What do you have to do to be Nathan of the week?
You just have to be 100% Nathan.
Have you been Nathan of the week, Fyfe?
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Well, he's not part of it yet.
I know, but he's won Brownlow medals.
I know, but he needs to join Nathan's United.
Can't he be an honorary Nathan of the week?
This isn't an Australian thing. It's an international. The world needs to know that this Nathan is achieving some great Nathan goals. But you go by Nat. Did you choose Nathan? When was that choice made by you? Because I've always been Nathan or Nath, and never have I even crossed my mind to have been a Nat.
Or a Nate.
Yeah, or a Nate. When did that happen?
Amazing the conversation has ended up here. I was a Nat from the start, and I'm Nathan on my birth certificate, but I'm sort of Nat. Nathan I introduce myself as, because everyone calls me Matt otherwise, so
Yes.
Pav always calls you Nathan.
Yeah, and
that's
Ross Lyon did too as well.
Yeah.
Very formal. Ross is always first name formality. He doesn't like the nickname thing. He likes to keep it very formal, but that's where we are.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, Fyfe, another one I wanted to ask you before
Shane?
I ask you about football. So we're over in Canberra. We went to the lodge. We've been telling everyone. We went and had dinner with the Prime Minister last night. And it's when we walked away, when we walk away, like you have that moment like, Jesus, did that just happen? Yeah. And I imagine through your journey so far, you would have had a lot of those moments. And I'm wondering if one sticks out. And for me, when I saw you with Mick Fanning one day and you went surfing, that was kind of like, did you walk away from a moment like that or any other moments going, Jesus, did that just happen?
Yeah, a couple of moments like that, and the surfers are the ones that spring to mind. Mick, the first time when I met John Florence down south in Margaret River, and he was and sort of still is my sporting idol. And so to have a chat with him after watching him just tear Mainbreak to shreds was a kind of a pinch me moment, which sort of I've always thought, I wouldn't really have that with too many people, but that was one of those for me.
Yeah, and finally, before we let you go, I know you got a lot to do. You look like you're gathering some serious momentum. Goal of the week on the weekend when you snap that goal from the pocket, and the big fella looks like you're starting to get going. Yeah,
I'm just trying to build some continuity with training, so starting to figure out my body again and figure out the role, and I'm probably still at least half a season away from playing at the level that sort of I've come to expect, but being able to train every week is allowing me to sort of get that continuity and confidence, and there's still going to be some ups and downs, but step by step I'm working my way back, and it's good to be part of the team again.
All right, everyone can go to strongpilates.com.au. You've got a bit of a deal happening this week, is there, Fyfe?
With Strong Pilates, I think there is. You would know more about it.
I did read something
Google
here.
it.
Sure, don't you create some deal.
No, you can register for a session. You can register a session and bring a strong male in your life for free.
Because it's International Men's Health Week, that's why.
That's right.
Right. Nathan can come with me this week. Okay.
They said a strong man. Or am I bringing you?
I love your work, Fyfe. Thanks, mate.
Good, buddy.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.